In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 college football games happening on November 7, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games, so 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 college football games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Ball State versus Northern Illinois. In a matchup of West Division teams from the Mid-American Conference, the Ball State Cardinals and the Northern Illinois Huskies face off in a quest for an early week gridiron victory in the land of Lincoln. The Ball State Cardinals are on the road, making the journey to battle the Northern Illinois Huskies on Tuesday night. Ball State enters this contest following a close 24-21 road loss to Bowling Green in their previous game, where they covered as a 5-point underdog. Northern Illinois, on the other hand, suffered a disappointing 37-31 road loss to Central Michigan last Tuesday, failing to cover the spread as a 6.5-point favorite. In the all-time series between these teams, the Huskies hold a 25-23-2 advantage, but the Cardinals have won 3 of their last 4 meetings, including a 44-38 home victory in their most recent matchup on October 1, 2022. The Ball State Cardinals have faced struggles throughout the season, and this trend is likely to continue. They currently sit at the bottom of the Mid-American West Division, and it's expected that they will finish there when the regular season concludes. In their recent game, the Cardinals played an extremely close match and had the chance to force overtime if their kicker had successfully made a 52-yard field goal as time expired. Kyle Kelly has seen limited playing time but has performed decently, amassing 300 passing yards. The 6'2" sophomore quarterback holds a 0-1 touchdown to interception ratio and a reasonable total quarterback rating of 41.7. Running back Marcus Cooper is their top skill player, ranking 5th in the Mid-American Conference in rushing yards, with an average of 84.3 yards per game and 3 touchdowns. Cooper has maintained consistent performance throughout the season, with notable games such as a 25 rush effort for 90 yards, a rushing touchdown, and a 3-yard reception against Bowling Green. Ball State ranks 11th out of 12 Mid-American Conference teams in scoring, with an average of 17 points per game. They show relative strength in the running game, ranking 6th in the conference in rushing yards with an average of 144.2 yards per game. Defensively, they are ranked 7th in scoring, allowing an average of 28 points per game. Linebacker Keon Nuzon leads the team in tackles with 64, and linebacker Sidney Houston Jr. leads with 5.5 sacks. The Cardinals have recorded only 6 takeaways this season. Northern Illinois currently stands at 4-5, striving for bowl eligibility. Their most recent game was a tough road loss to Central Michigan, where they scored 28 points in the second half. However, Northern Illinois struggled to convert on any of their 10 third-down attempts, making their task more challenging. The team is led by senior Rocky Lombardi, a 6'3" quarterback who ranks 2nd in the conference in passing yards, averaging 186.8 yards per game. Lombardi maintains a reasonable 9-5 touchdown to interception ratio, with 10 of his 11 touchdowns coming in the last 5 games. Despite his contributions, Lombardi's total quarterback rating of 36.1 ranks 120th in the nation. Running back Ontario Brown has been a standout for Northern Illinois, averaging 6.2 yards per attempt and scoring 8 total touchdowns. Northern Illinois ranks 4th in the conference in scoring, averaging 25 points per game. Their passing attack is dominant, ranking 4th in the conference with 201.3 passing yards per game. Defensively, they are 5th in the conference, allowing an average of 23 points per game. Defensive end Rasheem Thomas leads the team in tackles with 49 and has recorded 1.5 sacks this season. Defensive end George Gums leads the program with 3.5 sacks. Northern Illinois has recorded 12 takeaways, with 9 of them being interceptions. Both teams have been below .500 this season as they enter this game. Northern Illinois started the year 1-4 before winning 3 consecutive games prior to their last week's loss to Central Michigan. Ball State has only managed to secure 1 win against a football bowl subdivision opponent, which came against Central Michigan, the same team that defeated Northern Illinois last week. The Cardinals face challenges, particularly in the passing game, making it tough when they fall behind. Northern Illinois boasts a more balanced offensive approach and exhibits better defensive performance this season. The Huskies faced a slow start in their latest loss to Central Michigan, although they ultimately accumulated 506 total yards. Their main issues were related to third down conversions, turnovers, and penalties. Nevertheless, Northern Illinois has been relatively competitive during their current 3-3 stretch, with none of their losses coming by a margin greater than 8 points. While Northern Illinois holds a slight advantage on paper, they are not without their flaws. Both teams are positioned in the bottom 30 in several statistical categories, covering both offensive and defensive aspects. Moreover, Northern Illinois has struggled as home favorites, going 0-8 against the spread in that role since last season. The Ball State Cardinals have recently excelled as underdogs, with a 3-0 against the spread record, including one outright win against Central Michigan and a close miss in overtime last week against Bowling Green. Given their status as double-digit underdogs once again, Ball State appears capable of extending their streak of 4 consecutive covers. The last 5 matchups between Ball State and Northern Illinois have been decided by 7 points or less. While a win might not be in the cards, the Cardinals have the potential to keep things competitive. Tuesday night ncaa games often feature unexpected outcomes, so an upset should not be entirely ruled out. So the Ball State Cardinals to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. Ball State has frequently remained under the total this season, with 5 of their 9 games finishing below the total. During their 5 road games this season, Ball State has surpassed the total in 3 of them, with totals set at 49, 49.5, and 40 points, respectively. In contrast, Northern Illinois has seen over 5 times out of their 9 games this season. Notably, in their 4 home games, each contest concluded below the total by a margin of at least 9 points. Both teams have exhibited strong defensive performances in recent games, with Ball State allowing an average of 18 points in their previous 3 games, while Northern Illinois has allowed an average of 19 points in their last 4 games. These teams are relatively equal offensively, with Northern Illinois expected to be the higher scoring team, although they are coming off a game with a 0-for-1 third down conversion rate. Given these factors, the set total appears to be too high. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Central Michigan versus Western Michigan. Tuesday night ncaa continues as the Central Michigan Chippewas hit the road to face their in-state rivals, the Western Michigan Broncos. Central Michigan is coming off a home victory against Northern Illinois, securing a 37-31 win as 6.5-point favorites. Western Michigan, on the other hand, had a convincing road victory over their rivals, Eastern Michigan, with a score of 45-21, where they were only 3.5-point favorites. These teams clashed last season, with Western Michigan emerging victorious with a 12-10 road win. The Central Michigan Chippewas have a clear game plan as they prepare to take on Western Michigan, leverage their potent offense. Their quarterback, Jace Bauer, has amassed an impressive 1,337 passing yards, highlighting their aerial threat. Complementing their passing attack, running back Marion Lukes has rushed for 462 yards, with wide receiver Jesse Pruitt III leading the receiving corps, amassing 428 receiving yards. They present a multifaceted challenge for any defense. However, the Chippewas defense has been generous, allowing an average of 30 points per game. This vulnerability can provide Western Michigan with opportunities to exploit. Injuries are also a concern, with key players like Jaden Davis and Miles Bailey's availability in question, potentially creating openings that Western Michigan can capitalize on. Central Michigan boasts a 3-2 record over their last 5 games, showing their ability to grind out victories even when faced with adversity. In this contest, they plan to rely on their offense, aiming to penetrate Western Michigan's defense early and often to establish a rhythm that dictates the game's pace. Western Michigan enters this matchup with a clear objective: capitalize on their home advantage and set the record straight against their in-state rivals. With a 3-6 record, their season aspirations are on the line, making this game a crucial juncture. The Broncos' offense has displayed moments of brilliance, particularly in their recent dismantling of Eastern Michigan. Running back Jalen Buckley, boasting an impressive 775 rushing yards, and quarterback Hayden Wolf, with 867 passing yards, are central to Western Michigan's game plan. Wide receiver Kenneth Womack, with 488 receiving yards, could be a game-changing target for Wolf downfield. The Broncos offense, while showing flashes of brilliance, needs to find consistency when facing Central Michigan's defense, which has demonstrated susceptibility. On the defensive front, Western Michigan has allowed an average of 33 points per game, which has placed substantial pressure on their offense to compensate. However, their defense exhibited positive signs in their last game, securing turnovers and points, and they aim to replicate that performance. The availability of Austin Hentz in the secondary remains uncertain, and his presence could prove pivotal in containing Central Michigan's passing game. Western Michigan is aware that they have little room for error, with only 2 wins in their last 5 games. They will seek to gain an edge from their home crowd as they attempt to defy the odds and secure a victory. This rivalry game is always intriguing, and the midweek scheduling during Ncaa adds to the excitement. Central Michigan is coming off a significant win against NIU, displaying a strong performance this season. Meanwhile, Western Michigan snapped their 3-game losing streak with a win but still only has 3 victories on the year. Central Michigan's offense has faced challenges this season but showcased their potential last week, while Western Michigan's defense has allowed over 32 points per game. Central Michigan's advantage in this matchup lies in their dynamic offense. Led by Jace Bauer, who has accumulated 1,337 passing yards, they possess the ability to dissect opposing defenses. With Marion Lukes contributing 462 rushing yards, they provide a versatile and potent offensive threat. The potential to exploit Western Michigan's defense, which concedes an average of 33 points per game, further enhances Central Michigan's edge. Despite questions surrounding the participation of Jaden Davis and Miles Bailey, Central Michigan's recent 3-2 run in their last 5 games demonstrates their ability to perform under pressure and secure victories. All these factors make them the favorites in this contest. The Central Michigan Chippewas to cover the spread as underdogs is our full game side pick. The Broncos scored 45 points in their last game and now face a Central Michigan defense that ranks last in total defense in the Mid-American Conference. Central Michigan is coming off a 37-point game, and Western Michigan's defense is last in the conference in scoring. Both teams lack strong defensive prowess and will be under pressure to outscore each other. The game is scheduled on a Tuesday, leaving little time for in-depth defensive game planning. With both teams relying on their offenses, an offensive showdown is anticipated. The trajectories of both teams suggest a high-scoring affair. Western Michigan's offense, fueled by Jalen Buckley's 775 rushing yards and Hayden Wolf's 867 passing yards, has demonstrated an ability to score quickly. Central Michigan, with Jesse Pruitt III accumulating 428 receiving yards, has the potential to exploit the secondary, considering that Western Michigan's defense allows an average of 33 points per game, and Central Michigan's defense yields 30 points on average. The game is expected to be characterized by relentless scoring drives, with defense taking a backseat. Western Michigan has surpassed the total in 6 of their 9 games, and their offense is likely to contribute to pushing this game over the total. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Ohio U versus Buffalo. On Tuesday, 2 Mid-American Conference rivals, the Ohio Bobcats and the Buffalo Bulls, will clash at UB Stadium in Buffalo, New York. Ohio is coming off a 30-16 loss to the Miami, Ohio Redhawks last Saturday, marking their second defeat in the last 3 games after starting the season with 5 wins out of the first 6. Buffalo, on the other hand, suffered a 31-13 loss to the Toledo Rockets last Tuesday, making it their second loss in the last 3 games as well. In this matchup, Ohio will be without their quarterback C.J. Harris, while Buffalo will miss Nick McMillian and Javian Cuff, with 3 more players listed as questionable. The Ohio Bobcats have posted a 6-3 record this year, but they are coming off a 30-16 loss to Miami, Ohio in their previous game. Ohio initially led 9-0 in the first quarter but allowed Miami to score the next 30 points. Despite outgaining Miami 363-291, they still suffered the loss. Ohio's offense is averaging 22 points per game, with 218.8 passing yards and 132.9 rushing yards per game, and a 46.6% third down conversion rate. Curdy's work has thrown for 1,656 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions this season, while Sebangura has rushed for 486 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Sam Wiglusz has caught 44 passes for 519 yards and 3 scores. The Ohio defense is one of the best, allowing just 16 points per game this year. The Buffalo Bulls have a 3-6 record this season, and they are coming off a 31-13 loss to Toledo last week. Buffalo was trailing 24-7 at halftime and only managed to score 6 points in the second half, ending in a loss. They were outgained by Toledo 355-324 but managed to force 4 turnovers in the game. Buffalo's offense averages 24 points per game, with 191.2 passing yards and 132.8 rushing yards per game, and a 33.3% third down conversion rate. Cole Snyder has thrown for 1,683 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Ron Cook Jr. has rushed for 469 yards and 5 scores, and Marlon Johnson has caught 32 passes for 322 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Buffalo defense is allowing an average of 29 points per game this season. Ohio's offense can be inconsistent, averaging just 22 points per game, but they have a strong defense that often bails them out. Curtis Rourke leads the Ohio offense and is coming off a strong performance, passing for 313 yards and 1 touchdown. Even though Ohio lost to Miami, Ohio, Ohio's defense excels at stopping the run, allowing an average of only 92.6 yards rushing. On the other hand, Buffalo's strength lies in their running game, averaging 132.8 yards per game, which is 96th in the nation. This matchup favors Ohio, as they can utilize their running game to open up passing lanes for Rourke. Ohio has won 2 of their last 3 road games, while Buffalo has struggled at home, with a 1-3 record on their home field this season, including a loss to Fordham. Buffalo's offense has been inconsistent, averaging only 17 points in their last 3 games. Ohio's strong defense, ranked in the top 10 in the country in multiple categories, poses a challenge to Buffalo's offense. Cole Snyder's recent passing struggles, with a completion rate of just 41.5% in his last 3 games, are expected to continue against Ohio's strong pass defense, ranked 11th. Furthermore, Ohio runs the ball on more than 50% of their plays, and Buffalo's rush defense is ranked 119th, making Ohio's ground game another potential advantage. Ohio has covered the spread in 7 of their last 8 games against teams from the East Division of the Mid-American Conference, and they have won 10 of their last 13 matchups against Mid-American Conference opponents. So the Ohio Bobcats to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Both Ohio and Buffalo are not high-scoring teams, with the Bobcats averaging 22 points per game and the Bulls averaging 24 points per game. Ohio's defense is one of the best in the Mid-American Conference, allowing just 16 points per game. The total has gone under in 7 of Ohio's last 9 games and in 7 of their last 8 road games. Buffalo has also seen the total go under in each of their last 5 games. Ohio's defense is one of the best in the conference, allowing an average of only 19 points in conference play this season, and they have held their opponents to just 30 points in their 2 Mid-American Conference road games. In addition, the Bobcats have had some close games recently, with their offense not showing consistent performance. Buffalo's defense is solid, allowing 24 or fewer points in 4 of their 5 Mid-American Conference games. With both teams lacking high-scoring offenses, this game is likely to be a low-scoring battle, where points will be at a premium. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.